what do you think about that? Everyone calls you a liar now after your airport story. I gotta stop reading this shit, dude. I can't. Brother, the Department of Homeland Security admitted it. I don't understand what, like, people just genuinely don't give a you know? It's so strange. It's like no one is disputing this except for schizos online. And then people that go to these like schizo forums online go, dude, everyone feels this way. Yeah, you're right. Everyone is on board with what you're saying. It's interesting because, like, I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If enough people are fucking hallucinating an alternative reality, facts genuinely don't matter. And instead of people going, hey, man, maybe I'm being misled by these communities that I'm a part of, especially considering that like virtually every outlet has reported on this. The Department of Homeland Security has admitted that it happened. Perhaps I'm being misled by these people. They just go, nah, it's everyone else that's wrong except for my fucking neatly, tightly knit and totally normal stalking community. So many people are just pushing themselves to the verge of schizophrenia. You know what I mean? Anyway, it really doesn't matter. It is what it is. Bro, I could get fucking shot and show you the bullet wound and motherfuckers be like, that's not real. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what else to do. It is pretty funny though, because like a lot of where this like misinformation is coming from is unironically supposed to be communities that hate the Trump administration. They claim to hate the Trump administration. They claim to hate the Department of Homeland Security's actions, but they drop all of that at the first sight of trying to attack me. And it is what it is. It shifted from your detention to the amount of time you were detained. You were still detained and asked questions that infringes on your rights law. I know. It's so fucking ridiculous. Anyway, let's continue. Yeah, centrist like Tim Pool. How do you ensure that you're not in your own echo chamber? I try to control it myself, but I often look back and see what an idiot I was. I mean, part of how I ensure it is by constantly piercing the veil and looking at what the other groups are saying, what the outside is saying. It's also part of the reason why I have a normally 10-minute follow on my broadcast so that like dumbasses can come in and do their first time chatting. And sometimes people abuse that, but it is what it is. But there's nothing wrong with looking back at what you used to believe and exercising a healthy amount of skepticism for what you believe right now, considering that you've recognized that you were wrong in the past. Like that means you self-reflected, you changed your opinion, you saw with an introduction of new facts that you were able to critically re-examine your own worldview. So that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. You know, and maintaining that healthy dose of skepticism and hopefully continuing to engage in critical thinking is a good thing. You should celebrate that growth and keep it going. I do believe that people that find themselves in the throes of this kind of back and forth, in this kind of silliness, they will eventually go back on their positions and also self-reflect down the line. It might take a year. It might take a couple months. There will be a moment where I think they'll just snap out of this stupor, you know? Like, this is unsustainable. Like this, for example, Tech Don't threatening people with his convicted his dad was definitely not on my bingo card for 2025. I only read your ex docs on you. That was enough to think you're a monster. Don't make me call my dad. You want him to me too. Like, that's insane. That's like, people support this kind of stuff, right? And I think it's pretty insane that they support this kind of stuff. ID Magazine quoted you on your post about speed. Oh, yeah. I show speed is, you know, the new Tarkovsky, says Harmony Corinne. He's America's greatest cultural ambassador. Yep, I did say this about him to ID Magazine. And I just say this about him in general. It's correct. It's because I show speed is. I just wanted to make some income where I didn't have a job. Yeah, W Speed. Speed's motion's crazy. No, that would be Asmongold. I think it's the exact opposite reality. One is touching grass all the time. The other one never does. Not just what you believed that was wrong, but also examining how little you knew about all sorts of things that I might not have had an opinion on. I knew fuck all about Palestine before October 7, aside from the vibe that Israel was treating them like shit. Even correct views had no real substance other than vibes. Yeah. La, 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 la,